but it's, I mean, who wants to look, simple when you can look stunning?
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody is living their best life, and if you aren't, please do something today to put you on the path of living your best life. So in today's video, I'm going to be walking you guys through on how I achieved that orange look that you guys saw in the beginning. So where I'm starting off with, I went ahead and primed my face, and now I'm just going to go ahead and do my eyebrows. So a little trick that I like to do with my eyebrows is that I do the dip pomade, but then I also add the black powder from the eyeshadow palette, and that's just to make sure that it's darker, because I've noticed that with that dark brown pomade it kind of gives like an ashy look to my eyebrows. So I add the black eyeshadow just to make it a little bit darker. And then to go ahead and clean up my eyebrows a little bit, I'm going in with the LA Pro Concealer, and I'm using the color Toffee for right underneath my arch. And then I'm going to go in with the same type of concealer but in Beautiful Bronze, and I'm just going to go right in the front as well as on top of my eyebrows, just to make sure everything is nice and clean. Blending everything out with a brush. The reason why I like to use a brush instead of like a beauty blender is that I've noticed that it kind of like with a beauty blender, it kind of like takes away some of the makeup instead of keeping everything there and just blending it into my face. So I'm starting to like how the results look more with a brush as opposed to like a beauty blender, you know? And then in this palette, I'm going ahead and I'm using the orange color. In the beginning, as I was starting to like get into the look, I began rubbing it in circles to try to like blend everything out or like get the powder on my eye, which it wasn't really giving me the look that I was looking for. So instead of just twirling it around my eyelid, I decided to begin patting the powder onto my eyelid and then just twirling it in circles to like blend it out, as you guys can see right now. And then right here with this palette, I want to intensify that orange look. So what you see me doing right here is just blending in that orange from the Color Rain palette into what is already on my eyelid. And I'm only focusing that on my crease and the outer corner of my eye. I'm taking that 9 Hour palette in that orange color, and I'm just buffing out the edges from what I had previously put on my eyelid the first time. And I'm making sure that it's blending in nicely with the orange from the Color Rain palette. And now I'm taking the yellow from the Color Rain palette and I'm just putting that right on the outside of this whole eyeshadow look, as well as up into my eyebrows. I didn't necessarily like put the eyeshadow in my eyebrow, but I put it right on the eyebrow bone. You guys can't really see it on camera over here, but in kind of like in darker lighting or just right up on my face, you can see the yellow pop out a little bit more instead of all the orange. Did I say darker lighting? Okay, so I meant in better lighting, it pops out a little bit more. You can see the yellow a little bit more. So now I'm going in with this white concealer and I'm cutting my crease. So I forget how many times I've cut my crease before, but by far this has been the best like cut crease attempt for me thus far. The second best was that blue and purple eye look, which I'll link in the eye icon up there. But this one by far looks so much better. So the tip that I can give, especially if you're a beginner learning how to cut your crease, start off from like the inner corner. Like most, if not all, of the concealer should be concentrated in the inner corner, and then any excess, that's what you bring out. What I made a mistake with before as I was learning how to cut my crease is that I put the concealer right in the middle of my eye, and I opened up my eye to like twirl around my eyeball and everything to have that little line. That's another tip. If you don't know where to like have your line stop, just open up your eyes and twirl your eyeball around so that the excess product can get on the top lid or get into the crease so you can know where your crease stops and everything. But that's besides the point. What you want to do is concentrate most of the product on the inner corner and then bring out the excess towards like the center eyebrow or a little bit further back, you know? That's in order to like get that blended look. Because before, you could see the harsh line. In a lot of my previous makeup videos, you could see the harsh line as I was trying to attempt a cut crease. But here, it blended out nicely. So that's just a little tip for y'all.
Taking pictures in my mind, got the sun in my hair, blue in your eyes. I could lay here all my life. Time moves slowly, green goes from my eye. I can't get enough of you, baby, it's the love for me. Said that it's the me for you. You know how to make me feel pretty when you say you need me, love.
And then right here, I'm taking that orange from the 9 Hour palette and I'm just buffing everything out, making sure everything looks nice and blended. And I'm bringing that eyeshadow towards the center of that cut crease. And then I'm also taking that same color and I'm making sure that I'm lining out the outside of the cut crease where it meets towards my eyebrow, and making sure that has some orange on there as well. And I really love how this orange looks on this like white eyeshadow. Honestly, the next time that I'm doing like a bright color look, I'm probably gonna do that white concealer first and then add on the eyeshadow so then it pops a little bit more, you know? And guys, when I tell you, I was so surprised when this white came out so white. The last time that I used like white eyeshadow on my eyes, it kind of had like a grayish sort of look. But this one, it was so vibrant and nice. I really loved it. I really loved this look. So what I did was just take that eyeshadow from the Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and all I'm doing is patting it into the cut crease part or into that concealer part. And I made sure that the concealer was basically, it was for the most part dry. And I wouldn't say that it was completely dry, but it wasn't damp to the point where I was transferring a lot of product back and forth between my palette and my eye. And then right here, I'm taking that orange color and I'm just blending everything out even more with that white color. And then right here, I'm just going to go ahead and clean it up a little bit so then I have a winged look. And after I clean it up, I'm going to go ahead and add some black eyeliner. So to do this eyeliner look, I'm just using a slanted and very thin paintbrush. You can find it at Walmart or whatever grocery store that you go to, and just go in the arts and craft aisle. It really it's not a makeup brush, it's just a simple paintbrush. And I'm doing a very thin eyeliner look because I don't want to mess up all the work that I just did on my eyes. And when I tell you, putting on eyeliner it's not stressful, but it'd be a little nerve-wracking because one wrong move and it's done for. I'm going for a nice, bright, vibrant look. I'm not going for like a super dark look today. So I really was like focused and concentrated on trying to put on this eyeliner as well as I could. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm lining up this wing from the corner of the end of my eyebrow all the way to the edge of my eye. And then what I'm doing after that is that I'm just taking that and I'm not making a 45-degree angle. I'm just doing a very short and slight angle. And I'm just lining it up, you know? And then I went ahead and filled everything in with that black eyeliner. So right here, I'm going back in with that orange color as well as that white color. And I'm just making sure that everything is nice and clean, making sure the inner corners look nice, and yeah. And now time for the face. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now is I'm using that LA Girl Pro Concealer in the color Beautiful Bronze, and I'm putting that right underneath my eyes as well as on top of my forehead. And I'm making sure that I'm bringing that concealer all the way down almost to the corner of my lip. Not quite the corner of my lip. Honestly, it's not even towards the corner of my lip. It's more towards the bottom of my nose. And I'm bringing it all the way out to where that eyeliner stops. And then I'm taking the same type of concealer, but I'm using the color Toffee, and I'm putting that on the very inner corner right next to my nose as well as right underneath my eyeliner. And now I'm going in with this contour palette, and I'm using the dark brown as well as the red, and I'm mixing those two colors together just to begin my contour and bringing back some more life and color into my face after doing all of that lightening with the concealer. And then the same brush that I use for my eyebrows and to help blend out the concealer, it's the same brush that I'm going to be using to blend out this contour as well as the concealer on my face. So for this look, I didn't use any foundation. I just stuck to contour and concealer. Not because I like having foundation on my face sometimes, but I'm just kind of out of it right now. I need to go to the store and grab some more, to be honest with you. And one thing about this like contour, I'm really looking to probably invest in like a liquid contour or something for easier blending. Because you see how easy and effortlessly it is to blend that concealer on my face because it's liquid, but then how hard I have to like kind of like beat my face and try to rub the concealer in, just not the concealer but rub the contour in just to get it blended. I feel like it's just too much effort for something that could be really simple, you know what I mean? So I'm probably going I'm going to look for liquid contour. If you guys have any suggestions, make sure you leave it down in the comments below. And help your girl out, you know. So I did this part so backwards. I decided to add the red as like a blush on my face before I even set my face with powder, which I'm going to be doing later. So you don't have to ignore this part. It was crucial in this makeup process. But yeah, I did that so backwards.
20 brought me many realizations. 20 taught me never be complacent.
And then right here, I'm going in with my Take Me Back to Brazil palette, and I'm using that black color to line my lips. So to line my lips, I'm using this very thin and slanted brush from Morphe. I'm not exactly sure what it's called because I threw away the box and I didn't remember the name, but it's a very slanted brush and it's by Morphe. Okay. And I'm just using that to line my lips.
I'm more than just a person. I got all these dimensions.
And then right here, I'm using that orange color from the 9H Morphe palette. And I'm just going to rub that across my lips to add that orange color to my lips. And on the very center part, I'm going to be adding, from the same palette, this pink eyeshadow, just to give it a little bit more dimension.
To find a home up in myself, plant a seed and grow where I still, cause I ain't have a shelf. And it's hard to understand when you don't know my roots. Yeah, it's hard to understand when you don't know the truth. Cause we all got some shit that we don't like to mention. And the things that keep me up, they made me who I am, yeah. So I can never sit back, say that I regret it.
Right here, I'm just going back in with lining my lips, because the orange and the pink kind of drowned out the liner. And over here, this is where I'm talking about I kind of did everything backwards. Now I'm using the Juvia's Place setting powder to set my face and set the like highlight and light parts of my face. And I'm doing that by putting it on with a beauty blender. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm not even letting this bake for so long. I'm just setting it so it's not as oily. But as soon as I put it on there, I wiped it straight off with this brush. And then I went back in with that Smashbox contour kit and I used that red color as a blush to redo the work that I already did, you know? That's why I'm saying before I kind of did everything a little bit backwards. And now I'm going in with this highlighter. I'm using a Morphe brush. It's kind of like a fan brush. I really don't know how to describe these type of brushes, but it's very thin and fan-like. And I'm just using that to add a little bit. And it's very important that you go light-handed on this. Go light-handed when you add your highlight or you're going to look ashy. At least in my experience, that has always been the case, which is why I really don't use highlighter like that. But I don't know, I just felt like using it for this look and learning how to use it, you know? So I'm using that on my cheekbones as well as my nose. I use it on the bridge of my nose, or at least where the bridge I feel kind of is. My bridge, it protrudes a little bit, but it doesn't protrude a lot. But yeah, and then I'm also adding it on my cupid's bow, or where a cupid's bow would be, you know. Then I'm going in with this mascara, and I'm just adding mascara to my eyeshadow. Not eyeshadow, eyelash. I was about to say eyebrow. I'm adding the mascara to my eyelash. last steps is some clear lip gloss and lashes. And I do my lashes off camera because I be struggling. But it's okay. After that, we're just going to go right into the end results.
Ryan Little.
Yoga.
Alright everyone, that's the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button down below, and turn on my post notification bell so you're notified every single time that I post. With that being said, I hope everybody lives their best life. Peace, love, and light to you all.
Cut the cameras. Dead ass.